know you to be difficult because you are combative for no reason. You sit in the passenger seat and you constantly reach for the steering wheel, even in situations to where I'm not putting the car or us at risk, just because it's your natural instinct to be superwoman, as you've seen your mother grow up to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I want
Shout out to Trill.
Yeah, what's up, Trill? What's up, bro? Like when I heard that, man, I thought of this, right? How can so in order for a man to lead, he has to have experience, right? So you don't get experience by not doing the job. You get experience by doing the job. So if you are getting in front of somebody, imagine you being at work, right, baby? Walk with me right quick. You at work, and then somebody's telling you you have a job, and somebody's always doing your job. How the fuck are you gonna know how to do your job?
So I went through that, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, you won't. Yeah.
Yeah, so women, you have to understand, like, hey, sometimes you gotta let men fail. You give your advice on the situation. Watch him make the decisions. Sometimes it might fail. Sometimes you might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always 100%. Sometimes I made some decisions that didn't work, but most of the decisions I made did work. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from decisions that didn't work.
My thing is, like, y'all gotta remember, if something fails, you think this man want to be broke too? Like, y'all so worried about you being broke and you out on the street. You think this man wants to be out on the street and say, oh, I got to go back to my parents' house, my mom, dad, whoever, my grandma's house, go back home to the hood. You think they want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, some of y'all ladies don't be thinking about that. Y'all just think it's about you all the time. Trust me, especially if this man has nice things, he ain't trying to go back to his hood. He ain't trying to go back to his mom, dad, or parents' house, grandma, auntie, nothing. He wants to have his own place. He ain't trying to have no roommates either. Yeah. Okay? So we have to remember, like, these millionaires and these billionaires that y'all trying to get,
they failed.
They failed many times for years. Okay? For years.
Trump filed bankruptcy. 50 Cent filed bankruptcy. All these people that we look up to that's famous and stuff like that, if you look at their history, they filed for bankruptcy, even though some of them do it. I know why they do it, right? Because they trying to, you know what I mean. But I'm saying that's a sign of failure. You know what I'm saying? So,
but at the same time, y'all gotta remember too. Sometimes failure is a blessing.
Yes.
Because when you do get to that next level of now I'm a millionaire, you got to learn how to handle that type of lifestyle. Exactly. Your money, the people you got around you that could destroy your shit. Like, you have to be a certain way. You have to have tough skin. You have to have excellent problem solving skills. You got to be all of that. Subject matter, all that. You got to have all of it. So it's not a bad thing. So don't look at men because they failed. Oh, they're less than. They're not less than nothing. If you married a bum, you marry someone that's lazy, then maybe. But you need to pick better, because if you marry someone that's about their business, don't ever look at them like that.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you're at the bottom, you find out who's really for you and who's really against you. I mean, it's against you, right? So you have to look at it from that perspective, because now once you actually get back to that level of making more money and stuff like that, you know who the people that was there when you didn't have nothing and that actually give a damn about you, that actually care about your situation and stuff like that, right? So
pay attention.
Yeah, so we just gotta do better and know what's up, man. So I learned a lot from all the different business ventures that I did, the failures and the blessings and the good things and stuff like that, man. It's so much out there, right? And I'm still in my early 30s, so yeah, you can learn a lot in this life.
And that's what I mean by being destructive to the relationship, because there's only so many times I'm going to let you reach for my steering wheel before I just park the car, get the fuck out, and catch Uber to somewhere else.
Just give me a fucking guideline, a fucking roadmap or something to calm me down.
Okay, this part I want to explain. This is my first time seeing this. James created everything today, but even if he gave you the roadmap, you know what you're going to try to do? You're going to try to alter it. Mm-hmm. We need to go left, right, turn back around, go straight. No. Matter of fact, we need to stop, take a break. Like, you're going to be trying to change everything. You already trying to hear it, and you're going to try to change it. That's going to be natural for us, because we are trying to, that's the type of things we do. Some of us try to be organized. So we want to organize the things that's going on. But at the same time, if you don't understand that man's vision, you already against his vision. Ain't no way you about to listen to that roadmap. Yeah. And matter of fact, men, don't even give her the roadmap. If she not for you and what you trying to do, she don't need to hear it. She just need to wait. Yeah. Now, if she's about a lady who is providing advice that sound good, hey, you know, how about green instead of red or whatever? I'm just saying in general, you know, things that make sense, things that matter, especially when it's talking about the money, the figures. If she's giving you solid advice, then she need to hear everything. Yeah. Now y'all together can create this roadmap, even though you have the final decision. So still have, you know, still be able to know who to tell and who not to tell. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man,
because this is very important, right? And a lot of guys, they stopped at the level of leadership they was at because they listened to their woman, and they didn't expand their knowledge, right? They didn't expand and get different knowledges. I remember I told, you know, people in my life, like, hey, go into real estate. This is the perfect time right now. Get a house, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Now those same houses are $60,000, $70,000 more, right? When they could have got in when I got in. You know what I'm saying? So but you know what I mean, they was listening to, you know what I mean, different people in their life and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that that they was wrong for doing it, right? But I'm just saying, like, it's different perspectives that you got to do so you can get as a man so you can get to that next level. And so now you're gonna have to be, you know what I mean, listen to that woman's fears, because a lot of women, they like to be
listening to the fears.
Yeah, they like to be secure, right? And I understand that, right? But men, you got to get them out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even us in this house right now, if I didn't get my wife out of that mindset of hey, this house got to be all done up, it has to be all nice and new and all this bullshit, we wouldn't have made as much money off these houses as we did.
Yeah, like for example, I remember when you first we first purchased the house, he already had everything ready. He had his roadmap already done. It was just fast, and I couldn't catch it. Okay. And then he was like, yep, I'm about to buy this. He showed me the amount. He said he's about to click on that button, like, this is what I'm about to do. And I was like, wait, hold on. Because I'm like, I'm looking at the dollar. I'm like, wait, you about to what? So then I was like, wait, no, we have to do this first. So I liked what he was about to do, but something wasn't set up right to me. So I was like, no, we got to do this first. Give me 2 days, right? Give me 2 days. I'm gonna handle this business part, and then you can click that button. He's like, nah, we got time for that. Time is ticking. So literally, because me and him at that point, we were together about 4 years, right? Well, 4 years at this time. Just got married. He bought this house. We got married like probably 8 months prior to. So I was like, okay, so this is me letting him lead. So I'm saying, no, don't do it. But he's like, nah, I'm about to do it. I ain't got time for that. So I had to, you know what I'm saying? You learn as you go, but I respect him and I trusted him because he already proved to me years before to trust him. So I already had that. I was secure in that. So I just had to it was just the dollars. I was like, wait, don't take the money out. Don't take the money out. But anyway, he did it and successful. And he continued to do that same method. And then I still did what I said I wanted to do, which I had to set some stuff up. I did that 2 days later. I had it done. But he was still able to be consistent in his roadmap. And still to this day. So if I stopped him at that moment, that probably would have been not the end, but it just wouldn't have been as successful as now.
Yeah. We wouldn't have all the assets we have now. So.
Right.
You're making me fucking have anxiety because I'm used to having to manage my own life. It's hard for me as a woman that has had no choice but to lead myself to just be like, okay, I'm just going to ride in this passenger seat. Hold on.
I wish I was there because, like, oh my gosh, she keeps talking about herself. This is the problem. When you get in a relationship, marriage, ain't no such thing as yourself. Even as a mother, she must be a selfish ass mom too. Because when you have kids, guess what? It ain't about you no more either. It's about them. Like, to me, most of the time it's them first. That's what comes right here is them. Now, as you grow and learn, you need to put yourself first because you got to be able to be mentally stable to do X, Y, Z. But she's too selfish.
And this is why a lot of and back in the old days, whatever, right? The woman stayed into the house and then the husband took the woman from the house. You know what I'm saying? Because now she don't have to be in that independent mindset of doing everything by herself, right? She already had a family taking care of her, and then that man took care of her, so it's an easier transition. But now in today's time, you know what I mean, like at 18, the moms and dads, whatever, they're kicking them out of the house type of deal. But we're gonna have to do a better job at changing the mindset, or just teaching them like, hey, if you have a daughter, like, hey, it's okay, you know what I mean, for that man to fail. It's okay for him to lead. Give him sound advice. Make sure you think about it. Try not to be emotional when you're giving it to him, and then see how shit work. You might be wrong in that situation. Because a lot of times y'all be wrong, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the fears and things that we are afraid about is you be wrong thinking like that, men or women. You know what I mean? So sometimes we have to check those fears, because if fucking Mark, all these people that created Facebook and all these different businesses was afraid, we wouldn't have all Amazon. We wouldn't have all this stuff.
Trust me, Facebook name wasn't Facebook when it first started. Like all these things are changed with new ideas. They still reinventing stuff now. It's just how it goes. Roadmaps are roadmaps, and then they change. And if you're not business minded, or you don't have some type of skill set to give to it, then that man is not going to involve you. And if he's still with you and y'all still married, that don't mean that you're a bad wife. Just do something else.
Trevor once said it also has to do with her childhood experience. Yep, and that's why I was kind of going into the facts. Said no black woman should automatically trust a black man. Facts. No matter the man has to show he is trustworthy.
Yes, exactly what I said. Yes, exactly. Earlier.
And add on to that, ladies, don't give it up to him. If you don't trust this man, don't give him sex.
Yeah, y'all be
like I don't, and this is why I understand. You can trust him to give your body to him, possibly get pregnant or have a
no, not STD. Possibly. You getting pregnant.
Possibly have an STD or get pregnant in a situation, or have this person talk bad about you to his friends, like, oh yeah, I slept with this hoe and I did a dirty blah blah blah, and then think that he's gonna do right by you. That shit don't work like that, because you're gonna get an emotional tie. And that man is not going to respect you like how you would want him to. So, ladies, you have to have some type of discipline with that when it comes to that, right? Make sure you trust him before you give it up to him.
Yeah, I didn't trust this one right away, because I was like, I don't know, you a good person, but yeah, it took me let me think. It took me a year. We was in a relationship for a year. That first year, the second year, I trusted him. We was at about 95%, and then the third year is about 99%. It was about 99%. So, yeah.
Nigga, where you going? Because you didn't tell me where we going. All we ask for as women is just give me a little roadmap.
So a couple weeks ago, I was talking to this guy, and we are talking about, like, what do you want out of a relationship? Like, what type of partner are you looking for? And one of the first things he mentioned is that he wants a woman who can be led. That's an orange flag for me. Not red, but it's orange. Because that automatically makes me think that you are a little misogynistic. Like, this random desire that you have to lead women is usually rooted in...
So it's a red flag or orange flag for a man to lead you. But then they come on and say, men are the leaders, you should fix all this bullshit that's going on. But he's telling her, like, hey, I would like a woman that wants to be led. But that's an issue for you. But you will say, like, hey, if you ask who's to blame for these relationships and all this type of stuff, you're going to blame men because they're the leaders.
I feel like we should start changing these words up. What's another word we can use besides led and all this? Because I feel like some of these are trigger words. We hear led, all this, submissive all the time. But we change the word, then the reaction won't be the same. No. But at the same time,
same shit, baby.
But at the same time, yeah. At the same time, I think what I've been saying for some time is that women just don't understand what a marriage is between men and women. Man, woman, right? They don't understand how that's supposed to look. They think that they're supposed to be leading and doing. No, they think everything is just 50-50. He 50-50 lead, you 50-50 lead. No, that's not how it is. A marriage is not like that.
Yeah, because when you come to a crossroads, hey, I want to go right, I want to go left. It's always right. If you go that woman's way, she's gonna blame you if it goes wrong. That's just how it is. She's not gonna, because they're gonna say you the man. You know what I'm saying? So you the one that's supposed to be leading this operation. You know what I'm saying? So I tell men all this if I'm online or in person, right? If you're gonna get the blame if the shit goes down, you better make sure you're making that damn decision. So take her advice, whatever, right? But if that shit don't make sense, go your way. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna fucking take the blame for it. So you might as well say, hey, I had full accountability for the decision we made. You know what I'm saying? So it is that it's real, guys.
Something deeper that I don't like. But whatever, I let it slide. I'm gonna give him a chance. So we get further along in the conversation and we start talking about careers and money and education and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, you know, the job that you work right now, I'm not gonna say, but the job he works right now is very like a regular, normal job. And it's not what he went to school for, and he hates it, and he doesn't want to be there long term. So I'm like, if you could do anything, like what would you be doing? What's your plan to get out of here and not be doing this for the rest of your life? And this man was like, I don't really know. He's like, I don't really have like a dream job or anything. I just know I want to make money. Let me get this straight. You want a relationship, and you want a relationship with someone who can be led somewhere, but you in your current position, you're not anywhere that anyone wants to be led to. Not only are you not in a position that someone needs to be led to, you don't even have a plan for how you're going to get out of that position.
Okay, so I have two different thoughts. I'll go with the second one. So the second one is, how about you give him advice? Okay, you meet people for a reason sometimes. Maybe you could be, you know, you ever thought of this? Maybe you could change that man's life on that thought. Tell him, and now he's going to be what you want him to be. Or the other thought I had was, why are you even with him? Because I'm a firm believer of, before you get married to a man, he has to know what he wants to do. Not everything, but he has to be confident. He has to be able to figure things out. Okay. If they're not doing that, that is not the man that you need to marry. They don't need to be coming to you with 1,000 questions. That is not a husband to me. Not that the type of husband I want. Okay. Because I want to be led. And you can't lead me if you don't know how to lead yourself, is what she's saying. So it's two thoughts. Either you're going to help him and stop shaming him, or you're not going to date him no more. Very simple.
Honestly, what she had, what she put out, and had nothing to do with leadership, and had nothing. She totally missed the point, right? So what this guy's going through is what a lot of men are going through, right? I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, no man. So when we look at jobs, right? The guy that she's dating has entrepreneurial spirit. So no job is going to make him happy, because he wants to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. So since he wants to be on his own program, he just don't know what field he wants to do. It took me like a year or two to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I said, hey, okay, I like to do this, right? And then that's when I started getting into it. But it took me, I was in a point that I didn't know what I want to do. That's why I joined the military. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. Hey, let me join the military. Let me get situated and stuff like that, right? And then once I figured out I love real estate, that's when I jumped deep into that. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know exactly. I just knew I was going to be successful. Y'all think fucking the military is fun? That's the most stressful job in the country. You know what I mean? Other than truck driving and nursing.
But I think men need to be, so I'm not sure how that conversation went. I'm not just going to blame what she's saying. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Yes, I'm back. You know, I'm good now. But I think the communication. So I don't know how long they've been dating or whatever, but you know, there's men that say they don't know because they really don't, and sometimes those type of men are lazy. I'm not talking about the type of men you talking about. That's a whole nother man, right? There's men that really don't know. And they not going to know. And guess what they not going to do? Nothing's going to change. They're going to stay at that job that she's talking about. And they're going to do that the rest of their life. Right. I don't know what type of man she was talking about, because she didn't give no more information. Yeah, so
she dropped the ball. I'm going to tell you why. Because this man was upfront and honest with her, and he just met her. So it's hard to find men that's going to be upfront and tell you like it is upfront. I'm that type of person. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. Hey, I don't want a relationship right now, or I want this, I want that. I'm not for sure, because those people are going to be honest. He could have said, hey, yeah, I want to be a fucking doctor. I want to be a lawyer. And then he's going to act like he's taking classes and then
Well-
while he beating them draws out and shit like that, whatever, acting like he going to school and shit like that, he just still at that same dumbass job that she trying to say.
But there's different types of guys, James.
I'm telling you about this type of guy.
Okay, the one I'm talking about is not, that's the finesser. Okay, they will do that. There's a guy that very what's the word? Monotone. They're very it's another word. They don't know, and their personable skills is very bland. So a man like that will literally say, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know right now." I don't think it has anything to do with that. It could be 3 different guys we're talking about here. There are guys like that.
Yeah. But the guy,
I don't know which one she's talking about.
But the guy has his shit together, right? Because he has a steady job, number one. He hates his job. How many people hate their job that they work? Ain't most people.
I think shit, 80%.
She said, another thing she said is he got a college degree. He's not working in that field. How many people are actually working in the field that got a degree in?
That, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the shit that she said to make him look like a bad person, right, is not bad because most people are having to do that. You know what I'm saying? So more than likely, he's probably making above average money. He doesn't like the job that he's working, but he stays there because it's paying all the bills. He gets to live the life that he wants to get, but he's trying to figure things out of what entrepreneurial route he wants to go. But instead of her thinking of it like that, she thought of negative and said, "Hey, you can't lead me because you don't know every fucking thing right now."
But I think that's exactly. She should have asked more questions if she was interested. That's all.
Like I'm saying you're not smart if you don't have 100 on the test. You can have a fucking 90, a 91, 92, and be fucking smart.
Yeah, she wasn't interested in that man.
Yeah,
that's what that was. He was too something. So Marcus asked, "Do most women really want honesty?"
Honestly, I don't think so. But that's why I made the title to this video. Men should be more vocal because a lot of ladies are confused out here because a lot of men are not being vocal about what they want. They just live their day-to-day life and they just like, hey, the egg's gonna fall like they're gonna fall, and a lot of women are not understanding what's going on because a lot of guys are lying to them, or a lot of guys are not just saying shit, right? So when people come out like us or other content creators that's telling it like it is, and hey, I ain't gotta sugarcoat it. You know, I got my wife right here. I told her the same shit fucking 10 years ago. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling her all this shit that I'm telling y'all back then. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of the shit she didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? It took her a while to understand what I was talking about, where I was going. You know what I mean? But she get the shit. So that's why she's able to explain it to y'all in a female way. Yeah, female way. Yeah.
It's you know, a lot of us weren't raised in the way that we're expressing, hey, this is how marriage should go. A lot of us weren't raised in positivity. A lot of us come from single mom, single dad, no parents, adopted, you know, all of this type of toxic lifestyles that we don't know what it looks like. So it took me a while because literally I'm the one that learned from observation. So my observation was mostly negative. So I learned not to do that. So I didn't get pregnant before I got married. I got married, then I got pregnant, right? Because I learned from observation. But then some of the other stuff about being a wife, where was I learning that at? Now, I did know some wives that have been married years, 10, 20, I think the most was like 30 years, right? But that was only some. So I would ask them, hey, how did your relationship work out? They'll tell me. But at the end of the day, I still have to go back to my reality. How they're telling me, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah. So it takes time. But if you want that man, you will do it. Yeah. Meaning it's healthy for the relationship. It's healthy for you. I'm a lot more, let's say, like my mindset, I'm more logical now. These type of traits are good for me. It's not just about the man and what the man wants. These are some of the traits or some of the things that they're expressing to us is good. So if they're saying, hey, you're too emotional, okay, being emotional is annoying. Like you're always upset. You're always, you know, in a bad mood because somebody said this, somebody did that. Don't matter where you go. That is annoying. So to learn how to be more logical because your husband suggested that, or your boyfriend or whoever that you're with, a man suggested that, that's going to help you out. Then it's going to help the relationship. So it's not always about what the man wants. Think about what the man is saying and think about what he actually wants. How beneficial is it? Is it just beneficial to him? Or is it beneficial to both of y'all? That's what I'm trying to get. Like, I think some of us are not thinking about that.
So someone said black men are whining 24/7, 365 on social media. No, they should not be more vocal. They need an example of an upstanding man. So with this, with this, I'm talking about in all men. I'm not just talking about the men on social media, right? So I'm talking about your average guy that's not on social media, that's actually dating and stuff like that, right? And social media is not too many people that's on social media talking about relationships.
No.
So
It may look like a lot, but trust and believe.
It's just in the space.
It's a small space.
Yeah, in the spaces that you're in, maybe it might seem like it's a lot of men, but most guys are not, you know what I mean, talking about these type of things. They just living life, working, fucking getting pussy and doing the fuck they want to do type of deal. So yeah, so
so many men out there that's not on social media. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of these conversations that we be having on social media, they be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, like even me when I first got on here and they was talking about pick me, I said, James, what is a pick me?
Yeah.
What is this? What is that? What are these terms?
Yeah.
I don't know, because outside of this, I don't hear nobody talking about them unless they're watching videos all the time. But for the most part, I don't hear no regular person talking about these things.
Mammy and all this type of shit.
What is that? Simp, I just learned that last year. Like, what is that? Like, God damn.
Not only do you not have a plan, you don't even have a vision. This man couldn't think of one thing that he wanted to do outside of this. Knowing that you.
But if you talking to him like that, he ain't gonna share it with you.
Exactly.
You're not showing no type of your caring or anything. It's just like, what do you want to do? You're just bossy. Like, ain't no man about to be dealing with that.
Want to make more money is not enough. Everybody wants to make more money. But you over here talking about you want somebody to lead. Baby, that's the least of your problem. I think you need to be looking for someone to lead you. You need to be down at a community center or a church.
So she want the man lead. He said, "Do women whine on it? Do women whine on the internet, man?" Yeah, I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to get a man versus woman conversation type of deal, because if we went that way, it'd be like, oh well, women not whining, they are saying this, and it's gonna not be fruitful. But yeah, man, good point, Marty.
Asking for mentorship before you ever think about leading a woman somewhere. And that's my problem with a lot of men that have this same idea of, I need a woman that's gonna be submissive, I need somebody to lead, is that most of them who say that are not in a position that I need to be led to.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That is not true. I've been with this man 10 years and I've came across many men. He's a man, so he sees men all the time. But in general, like us together, we have friends, we got family members, we got random people we just meet. Most of the men that I ever came across, even here on YouTube, nothing like what she's talking about.
I think the standards are too crazy, because since women spend so much money and stuff like that, like, and they're number one consumers in this market.
I just went shopping last night. So.
Like, they don't understand how to save and do those type of things, right? So men, we can live off a small salary and be okay with it, right? Like, I remember even coming in when she came into my life, I was living off a small salary. I was living off an average man's salary. You know what I'm saying? I was good, and I was able to take care of her because she didn't require so much different things. She didn't require a purse and vacations and all this type of stuff, you know what I mean, for me to be with her. She was more, hey, I actually want to be with you, you know what I mean, type of conversations, rather than, hey, you got to take me to Hawaii, you got to do all this, you got to buy me Birkin and all this stupid shit that get my hair done every week and get my nails done and all this bullshit that, like, a lot of these ladies are doing now. So she wasn't as expensive when we first got it. So when I first got with her, I was able to, instead of buying all that extra shit, I was like, hey, let's fix your credit. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean?
He came at me with a different approach. And go ahead.
Yeah. So I was able to do shit like that because she didn't come with, oh, I need my nails done or my hair done and blah, blah. I need all this vacations, all that. We was able to actually build. So I said, hey, I'm going to fix your credit. You know what I mean? Because one day, when we are married or something like that, and we need to do anything, whatever, you're going to be able to use your credit and stuff like that. So we started paying off like stuff that she owed, and you know what I mean, getting all this, because I had just got done fixing my credit and stuff like that with some of the issues that, you know what I mean, my ex had, you know what I mean, did, whatever. That's another story.
And he would have never paid, like, so my stuff wasn't even as bad.
Yeah.
Because he would have looked at me like, I don't know if I want to be with you because you're reckless with this. But luckily, it wasn't even nothing like that. It was like 2 things, and he was like, okay, cool. You know, we'll work this out. But that was just how it was. That was like our first, the first 3 months of our relationship. Okay. But the reason why too, like I'm very low maintenance. Now I'm not saying I didn't get my nails, and I used to wear the fake nails. I didn't wear weave. I was always mostly natural anyway. I didn't wear makeup. I already had that. That was kind of done. As far as the clothes, I just wore clothes that I liked. It didn't have to be name brand, like expensive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to look different, be different, and be trendsetter, but in my own way. Especially coming from New York, that's just how I was. But I was very low maintenance from the start. But when he mentioned the trips, for that, I realized like going on trips with men, that doesn't help no relationship. It just give you a nice memory.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you don't even like that man like that, that trip is not going to be nice.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't care about the trips. We can go later when our relationship is good and we could really enjoy Hawaii. Because imagine going to Hawaii with a man that pisses you off.
Yeah.
Or
that
that
you gonna remember that every time you go to Hawaii, you're gonna remember the motherfucker that pissed you off.
Yeah, and then you ain't gonna go no more.
Yeah.
Like bump the trips. I like courting to a certain extent. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not into all that. And I came from a different lifestyle. So getting with him, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to get married.
Yeah.
So he was testing me. I was testing him because I said, listen, I ain't trying to be dating no more. I'm good.
Yeah.
Dating is hard.
Yeah.
It's harder now. I see what y'all going through, but it was hard then. So I was like, no, I'm tired of, these guys that don't want to do nothing. They don't want no relationship. They just want to do this. I ain't trying to be like that. I ain't trying to do none of these type of things. I just want to get a husband. I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? This is what I thought about. But that was just my mindset.
And she didn't wait till her 30s to think that. She was thinking that shit at 22. So this is the mindset you gotta have at an early age to get what you want. Well, you're probably 19, 20.
So at 19 is when I changed my mindset. 20, I implemented what I said. So I was literally dating for a purpose. At 20, and then a year later. So that was a year of me practicing that because you could say stuff, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
Like we all do this. We have to do it. So I was doing what I was saying. I was dead serious. Then 21, I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. This is what I want to do. 22 came around. This is when me and him got together. And I was serious. I was dating for a purpose. I was trying to get or find men who were on the same space that I was. Okay. Meaning marriage. That's the space I was trying to find. A man that want marriage. Once you find that man, I feel like you should be good. Everything else don't really matter at that point.
This would be a lateral move. You make like $40,000 a year, and there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I don't need someone to lead me to that. Same thing with men who are so obsessed with talking about how I don't want a woman to go use me for my money, and you don't be making no real money. That's not a concern of yours. I just want y'all to be for real.
I wish you would have told her to say the city that she was living in because $40,000 is decent money in Alabama where I'm from. So you know what I mean.
So I'm from in Alabama.
Yeah, that's. Most people don't make that shit down there. So
Rent is like what, $600?
$700-$800. Yeah, like so. But it's whatever.
Above all things, just be for real.